What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking on the NBA One's Gotta Go. Basically, this is another version of Odd Man Out, and I'm going to be choosing one NBA player out of 4 total who I just think doesn't make the cut, and basically that the 3 not necessarily are that they're better, but when it comes to this season, who I would rather have on my team for winning a championship, it kind of goes as follows. So, for example, if there's a guy like Lou Dort against some of the best point guards in the NBA, I might take Lou Dort just to go because he doesn't fit the category. Or if Steph Curry is, say, amongst a list of 4 great centers, I'm going to say Steph Curry might have to leave just because compared to the other talent, he doesn't fit. So, yeah, let's hop right into this. Let's waste no time. First off, we have Tyrese Maxey, Tyler Hero, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jordan Poole. 4 kind of emerging guards in the league, guys that have been kind of surprising to a few, if you were to say. Tyrese Halliburton's playing his role great right now in Sacramento. A lot of people are questioning whether or not him or De'Aaron Fox is really going to take over that starting point guard role from the future in Sacramento. Jordan Poole has emerged really well as a starting guard and now a 6-man guard in Golden State with Klay Thompson's absence. Tyrese Maxey stepped up big in the Ben Simmons absence and will continue to do so, hopefully, unless Ben Simmons gets traded. And Tyler Hero has been one of the best bench players in the entire NBA this season. Now, we got to take one of these guys out, and unfortunately, I think it's going to be Jordan Poole. Now, I like Jordan Poole a lot. He's on my fantasy team. He's been great, whatever. But I think when it comes to overall talent, Jordan Poole is probably the worst, and he has a green light on every single night. Not saying that any of these other guys don't, but you could tell that he plays with Steph Curry just because of some of the shots that he takes. Whether or not he makes or doesn't make them, I could tell Steve Kerr probably gets a little bit pissed at sometimes, just going out there and jacking a little bit too much. But yeah, I think I could trust Tyler. I could trust Tyler Hero, Tyrese Halliburton, and Tyrese Maxey a little bit more than I can with Jordan Poole, just because of consistency wise. And I think for that reason alone, I'm gonna have Jordan Poole be the odd man out in round 1. If you guys get a better understanding of how this works now, make sure you kind of leave a like and let me know if you agree with me or disagree. I imagine a lot of you guys are not going to agree with me on every single one of these takes, but if you do, let me know. Next up, we have some veteran point guards in the league. It looks like we have Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, Kyle Lowry, and Mike Conley. Immediately, I think we could keep Mike Conley and Kyle Lowry safe. They're both on winning teams right now. They're both the starting point guard for winning teams. Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose is interesting because I think Westbrook is the better player here. Derrick Rose is injured, but again, I'm not counting injuries into this. So I know down the line, like we'll see Jamal Murray. We'll just pretend Jamal Murray is healthy this season and basically judge him based off the last time we saw him healthy. But Derrick Rose, there's a reason why he's a backup point guard in the NBA. There's a reason Russell Westbrook is still making $40 million a year. And not saying that Westbrook deserves $40 million or he's playing like he deserves $40 million. The Lakers are struggling. They're below 500, or they might be exactly 500 as the time I'm recording this video. But Westbrook's been struggling this season, especially with his efficiency, his turnovers, all of that. And Derrick Rose has been good, but who I'd rather have on my team, I would still probably have Russell Westbrook, just because I can rely on him a little more to have those games where Russell Westbrook on some nights might get 8, 5, and 6 with 5 turnovers, and that's not good at all. But I can rely on Russ probably every single night to give me 12 points at least, 5 rebounds, probably 6, 7 assists. He will cost up a few turnovers, but I think having a floor spacer or someone that can really help other players space the floor in Russell Westbrook and his passing ability is huge. And then Derrick Rose, yes, I can rely on him to get a bucket, probably the best out of maybe all of these guys, but I don't think that's necessarily something I'm going to be worrying too much about when it comes to overall team success. We haven't seen Derrick Rose really be able to lead his team to much, at least recently. Earlier on in his career, before the injury, we saw Derrick Rose be a little bit of a different guy. Russell Westbrook, not like he's the best leader before, but he was a starting point guard on a championship team. Kyle Lowry has been to the finals before and won a championship, actually. And we have not seen much out of Mike Conley, unfortunately. But yeah, I think in this scenario, we got to take Derrick Rose out. Like I said, he's a bench player for a reason. Not saying that he's a bad bench player, but yeah. Next up, we have 4 probably emerging guards that are a little bit older, a little bit maybe fallen off, as NBA Twitter would say. Some guys I really like on this list, like Colin Sexton. I really like Daryn Fox, Malcolm Brogdon, and Lonzo Ball. It's a question with a lot of these guys. They're like, some nights they could be the number one guard on their team. Other nights you're like, what is this guy doing? Why is he out there? Like, do I really want to build around him? Kind of like that's what people are saying about Daryn Fox right now and Colin Sexton. It's like Darius Garland is probably the better guard in Cleveland right now, but for the past few years it's been Colin Sexton. For the past few years it's been Daryn Fox, but they got Tyrese Halliburton, who's looking really good right now. And then Malcolm Brogdon, rookie of the year a few years back with Milwaukee, and then Lonzo Ball obviously is playing really well right now in Chicago. I think the first guy that I want to keep safe right now, no matter what, is Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon, I think, can guarantee me a bunch of different things. He's a really good team player. He could pass the ball really efficiently. He could score the ball really efficiently. And I wouldn't be too worried about having Malcolm Brogdon on my team coughing up a lot of turnovers on a given night. And I could just rely on him being consistent for me, which is something huge you want on a championship caliber team. De'Aaron Fox, I think he still has so much potential in the NBA. I think he really just needs to step up that efficiency, because I'm not really confident in his ability to score the ball on a pull-up jumper or catch and shoot or anything. We've seen what he could do when he gets downhill, and he's nearly unstoppable, one of the fastest players in the league. But De'Aaron Fox is one of those guys I worry a little bit about his jump shot. Once he's already established a few years in the NBA and hasn't changed that aspect of his game all that much. Colin Sexton, we know what he could do on the defensive side of the ball. We haven't seen much on the point guard-esque of him passing the ball and all that, but we know he could score. We know he can hoop. Lonzo Ball, same goes with him. He's a tremendous passer, but that scoring efficiency hasn't been amazing. We know he struggles a bit with that three-point shot, especially early on in his career, but he's kind of worked on it right now. And if I were to get rid of one of these guys, I would probably end up going Colin Sexton. Now he's arguably the best defender on this list. Lonzo Ball gives him a little bit of a run for his money, but I think overall the only thing that he might be better at than everybody on this list is the ability to kind of create his own shots and shoot at his own will. But besides that, I like what a lot of these other guys could do on this list better. I think they bring a little bit more to the table. And yeah, so Colin Sexton, I think, is going to be going for this round. Next up on the list, we have a bunch of borderline all-stars, as a lot of people will argue. Fred VanVleet, SGA, Drew Holiday, and Darius Garland. All of them having tremendous seasons. All of them have similar play styles. Probably besides Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday, obviously, we are known that he's one of the best defenders in the entire NBA. A lot of NBA players came forward saying, yeah, Drew Holiday's the real deal. He's probably one of the toughest guys I've ever had to go up against. Darius Garland, like I said, he's really emerged as a star in Cleveland. Same with Fred VanVleet. He came from being in the G League to the G League Finals to being kind of a six-man and then being on a championship team, and now really turning into a true point guard in Toronto. And then Shea, obviously born in Toronto, plays in OKC, previously in LA. He's just emerged into a stud. He can really score the ball well, get past defenders. He has a lot of potential assists. OKC does not have the best guys that are able to shoot the three ball well. He's shooting poorly this season, SGA is, but we see what he could do, and his efficiency is there. When he wants to, I think he just needs to really kind of crack down on when I need to score, when I need to pass to my teammates, and when to just get going. Like we saw what he did the other night in Washington. He had 16 of his first 18 first half points in the paint. And if he could do that every single night, I think SGA, no doubt about it, can easily be a 30-plus point scorer in his career. Obviously, that's a bit of a stretch. But anyway, let's hop right back to the video. I kind of digressed a little bit there. Drew Holiday, let's get back to him. One of the best defenders in the league. He's led his team to a championship as a starting point guard. That says a lot. As of overall fit, like we talk about three guys that could put the ball on the ground and get a bucket. I can't rely as much on a guy like Drew Holiday to get me a bucket. Now, he's the best defender on this list, definitely. He's the best leader on this team, I would say, arguably. He's led his team to the championship. He's kind of accomplished the most. Yes, you could say Fred VanVleet has done that too, but he was kind of backing up Kyle Lowry and being that other guard with him in the backcourt. Colin Sexton, he's playing really good this season, but again, this is the first season we ever seen him do this. In SGA, we've seen him really be able to hoop for the past couple of seasons, so we know that he really has it there. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to get rid of Darius Garland. For the sole reason of, like I said, we've seen Fred VanVleet, SGA, and Drew Holiday do this before. We know what they're capable of, and this is the first time we've ever seen Darius Garland doing that. Not saying that that's a bad thing. Not saying that Darius Garland Darius Garland might be better than all three of these guys in 2 years, but this is the first time we've seen him be good, and I think I could trust Shea. I could trust Fred VanVleet and Drew Holiday to be an established role guy on my team. I don't know if I can trust Darius Garland yet, because we've only seen him emerge because Ricky Rubio has been out. We've seen Colin Sexton get out. They have two of their main guards this season get out. So he's the sole purpose, or he's the only reason he's their only guard right now. Obviously, Rondo's there, but and I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but it gives him a big opportunity, and opportunity comes with surrounding pieces and different head coach. JB Bickerstaff's done a great job. Jared Allen has been huge for them. Evan Mobley has been huge for them. But Darius Garland has stepped up big, and I think if I could see another year or two of this kind of consistency out of Darius Garland, no doubt about it, I think I'll probably choose him of a couple of guys on this list. But for right now, I think it's only his first season he's really been able to break out like this. If I could see more breakout years for him, then I'm definitely going to pick him for years to come. Next up, we have some of the biggest all-star centers in the entire NBA. We have DeAndre Ayton, Cat, Rudy Gobert, and Bam Adebayo. And I think immediately I'm gonna why is DeAndre Ayton looking at me like that? He's like staring into my soul. I'm gonna get rid of DeAndre Ayton so quickly here. I think it's kind of not much of a debate, really. We know Rudy Gobert is one of the best perimeter and interior defenders we've seen in a minute. Bam Adebayo, he has really good interior defense. He's athletic. He's really, really good. Karl Towns, one of the best offensive NBA players in the current NBA. One of the best three-point shooting bigs of all time. And DeAndre Ayton, don't get me wrong, he's been great. He plays his role tremendously. He just rebounds the ball, gets a couple blocks here and there, and could just finish really efficiently around the rim. And not saying that any of these other guys can't, but he doesn't bring that extra thing like some of these other guys do. Rudy Gobert brings that extra effort on defense every single night. Bam Adebayo brings that extra effort on defense and a little bit on the athleticism side. Karl Towns, yes, he has defensive stops here and there. He could put a big body on someone down low, but he doesn't bring anything besides that three-point shot. Or DeAndre Ayton doesn't bring anything besides those rebounds and that efficiency. Not saying that's a bad thing. Obviously, he led his team. He was the starting center on a championship caliber team last year. But I think I could trust a lot of these guys more to bring that extra ability to this team. And I don't think DeAndre Ayton really has that extra ability yet in his career. Don't get me wrong, love DA, but yeah, I think it's pretty simple to say that he's got to go off this list. Next up, we have some of the top 5 guys in the NBA right now. We have Giannis, we have LeBron, we have KD, and we have Jokic. Those are it doesn't get better than that. You literally have some of the best NBA players, and it's gonna be tough to really get rid of one of these guys. We got to keep one of these guys for our championship team. I'm not keeping track of like who I got or whatever. I'm not actually putting this on championship team or whatever. But like when you talk about championship teams, you got to take LeBron. And obviously this isn't like take one of the guys. This is one's got to go. And Giannis, he's a champion. We saw what he could do. KD, he's a champion. We saw what he could do. Jokic, I think he's an MVP. We know what he could do. He hasn't been able to lead his team to the championship. He's reached the conference finals once in the bubble. But I think Jokic will win a ring, being the number one option eventually on his team. I think he does need to come with another superstar on his team. I don't think him single-handedly could carry a team to a championship, obviously. Nuggets are a good team when Jokic is out there, but they're horrendous when he's not. So I just don't think Jokic is like that guy on a championship caliber team. He could be the number one option, yes, but he's going to need a lot of surrounding pieces around him, in my opinion, because his main ability is his passing. That's his number one skill. And who's he going to pass it to? Austin Rivers, Campazzo, Will Barton. All 3 good NBA players, but like that's not championship caliber players surrounding Nikola Jokic. Obviously, that's just for this season. He normally has Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, a bunch of other guys. But let's get back on topic. I think if we were to eliminate a guy, the guy of consideration right now, the guy that we're talking about, Jokic, I think he's going to be the one to go. Just because, like I said, Giannis could do it all, defensive, offensive. He's learning how to shoot mid-range and threes right now, which is insane. LeBron, yes, he's 37 years old, but he's killing it in the NBA right now. He's doing, like I said, a lot of everything. He's putting the Lakers on his back, even though they're not really winning right now, especially without Anthony Davis. Russell Westbrook has not been the best. A lot of the other guys haven't been too amazing either. KD, I'm not a big fan of him, but he's one of the best scorers of all time. He might be the best scorer of all time. He might be the best player in the NBA right now. I still give that nod to Giannis Antetokounmpo, though. But Jokic also kind of just doesn't fit like the regard of these other guys. A lot of these other guys, like LeBron, is a forward. Giannis is a forward. KD's a forward. Obviously, we are seeing a little bit of LeBron at center this year. But like I think Jokic, when it comes to these guys, it's a little bit hard to compare to. Like it would be a lot easier if it was like Paul George. Obviously, Paul George would bounce, but they all fit that realm of like great big wings. And Jokic is not a great big wing. He's just a great big center. But yeah, so I think Jokic just got to go for this round, unfortunately. Next up, we have Ja Morant, Trae Young, Damian Lillard, and Kyrie Irving. Like I said, I'm not going to be taking injuries into account. So like Damian Lillard's injury, his abdominal injury, who might keep him out for the rest of the season, I'm not going to really play that into factor. I'm going to play into factor what we've seen from him this season when he's been playing, because he has been playing, and whether or not he's been playing through an abdominal injury, we're not 100% certain. We can kind of imagine that he is, and that's why his struggles are like happening, but he's not really been like straightforward with us saying that's the issue. So we're counting this season as current Damian Lillard, and I think for that reason alone, he's going to be the guy that leaves, because we know Trae Young is one of the best passers in the league. He's one of the best scorers in the league. His defense is atrocious, but none of these guys up here really have good defense. Ja Morant, he's exploding on the offensive side of things this year. He's really emerging himself as one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. He's shooting the three ball well. His Grizzlies are playing tremendous by his leadership at just, 22 years old, 21 years old. Ja Morant's been incredible. He's leading the league in points per game in the paint as a guard with 14.9, I believe it was, as of a few days ago, that is. Kyrie Irving hasn't played a lot this season, but he hasn't looked much different in a negative aspect through his first few games he's played. Kyrie Irving's that same Kyrie Irving we saw last year and the year before that. He's great. Damian Lillard, I can't say the same about him. Damian Lillard looks like he's starting to kind of... He hasn't had those Damian Lillard moments. He hasn't had his buzzer beaters. He hasn't had his logo threes. He hasn't had those clutch moments that we're used to Damian Lillard having. Now, obviously, we could compare a guy like Damian Lillard, who say this wasn't Damian Lillard. Say this was Anthony Simons, for example. Say this was Anthony Simons doing exactly what Damian Lillard's doing right now. I might say, dang, Ant might be playing better than Kyrie Irving this season. But I think it's just the narrative of Damian Lillard in himself not being able to play like Damian Lillard. And I think that takes a lot of kind of credibility. It's Damian Lillard. That's his name. That's his name. This is what we're used to. And if he's not playing up to that skill, then everyone just shits on it. Same with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook was still an MVP 5 years ago. It doesn't matter. It's his name. It's Russell Westbrook's name. If he's not playing like Russell Westbrook, people are going to hate on him. It doesn't matter how old he's going to be. Like, people are going to hate on Russell Westbrook no matter what. People are going to hate on Damian Lillard if he's 40 years old just because they expect Damian Lillard to do Damian Lillard things. I know I'm getting off topic here, but Damian Lillard has not been good this season. I don't care that it's Damian Lillard or if it's LeBron James. If LeBron James is ass and there's other guys that are better than him, I'm not going to pick LeBron because it's LeBron, and that's what we're used to. So, for example, yeah, Damian Lillard, you're gone. I like Damian Lillard. I really do. But I just don't think this season he compares to any of these three other guys. Sorry for getting off topic there. Next up, we have some forwards in the league, and a lot of these guys are borderline all-star players. A lot of these guys have gotten locked up long-term, like Jaren Jackson, Brandon Ingram, Michael Porter Jr. I think Miles Bridges is going to be on the way this season for probably a new team, because I think another team like, who knows, is going to give him a bag, and I think he's the guy that's got to go here, though. Michael Porter Jr., we know he's a stud scoring the ball. We know Brandon Ingram's a stud. Jaren Jackson Jr., it's ugly. He gets it done, but he's a great shot blocker as well. Yeah, Porter Jr. could stay healthy. We know he could put up great numbers on really good efficiency. Brandon Ingram, he could get any shot up that he wants, and he does it really well. Jaren does it. Not really well, but he does it, and it works. And Miles Bridges, this is like the first real season we've seen him emerge. and he's not consistent. I think if he could get that consistency down on the offensive side of things, he easily competes with a lot of these guys. He's probably the best. He's my favorite player to watch out of these guys. But for championship caliber team and overall talent, I got to go these other three. So Miles Bridges probably easily kind of just gets out of here. No disrespect to Miles Bridges. I like him a lot, but you can see where I'm coming from. All right, so next up we have a bit of an unfair one to Steph. We have Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis. Now, we have three bigs, arguably. Kawhi Leonard, he's like a 6'8 forward. Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid are centers. Then we have 6'3 Stephen Curry. And you know what? I don't care. I want Steph Curry still. I want Kawhi Leonard still. And I want Joel Embiid still. Anthony Davis has not impressed me at all this season. Anthony Davis has not done a single thing that I have enjoyed this season. He has not played defense. He has not showed any effort. He hasn't been able to shoot well. He's getting hurt. He has not done a single thing great this season. And I don't know what it is about Anthony Davis that he's not able to do. LeBron can easily give him the ball. Russell Westbrook can easily get him the ball. He doesn't know what to do with the basketball. Now, obviously, he's still putting up all-star numbers. But for Anthony Davis himself and what we expect out of Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers, he's not doing it. So why should I take a guy like Anthony Davis over Steph Curry, who's proven everybody that he's the best point guard in the league right now? He's shooting the three ball really well. He's scoring really well. His team's, they're winning basketball. Joel Embiid, he's dominating. He's the best center in the league probably right now. Jokic is playing good, but I think right now, Joel Embiid's the best. I do. And they switch back and forth all throughout the season. But Joel Embiid is killing it right now. Sixers aren't amazing, but they're dealing with Tobias Harris, who's ass. Ben Simmons not even showing up. And the Sixers are still a playoff team. Kawhi Leonard, he's hurt, but we know what Kawhi Leonard can do. Does Kawhi Leonard cry about everything? Does Kawhi Leonard win championships? Yeah. Does he win Defensive Player of the Year awards? Yeah. Do I think he could still do that right now? Yeah. Do I think Anthony Davis could go out there and do that? Yeah, he can win a Defensive Player of the Year award. But is he gonna show enough effort to be the number one option on a championship team? No. Is he gonna go out there and show 48 minutes of grinded out possessions? He's gonna die for loose balls? No. He's not gonna do that because he doesn't care. He does not care. He's out of here. I don't care. Damian Lillard, you're gone, dude. Or not Damian Lillard. Anthony Davis, you're gone, dude. I'm not taking you. I'm not taking a guy that doesn't show effort over three other guys that I know are capable of being a number one option on a championship caliber team. I don't care. And yes, we have seen Anthony Davis be dominant before. But once he got to LA, he got lazy. He does not care. He's just proud that he's getting the media attention that he wants in the bag, in the play of LeBron James. He doesn't care about anything else. And it's frustrating because we know that he could do it. He just doesn't care. And he's always getting hurt. Like, I don't know. Anthony Davis, you're pissing me off this season. You're off this list, dude. I'm sorry. No, actually, I don't know. I am sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so that's going to do it. I got a little off topic with some. I just still have like 5 or 6 more different slides. My camera just died. All right, my camera just died, but I still have like 5 or 6 more different slides. So if you want to see a part 2 of this video, just let me know down in the comment section below. I'm kind of pissed my camera just died, but kind of perfect timing with this video. Has been going on for a long time. But yeah, enjoy the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.